G'day guys, it's Mark here from North Oz, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why you don't need to rush out and get yourself a new set of aftermarket side steps for your new or old four-wheel drive. Just a quick reminder that all the money made from this video and all the videos on my YouTube channel this month are all going to go towards the Black Dog Institute, who support mental health and do a lot of research and a lot of work in that area. So if you can just watch through all the ads on here, will give us a little bit more money to donate. Let's get into today's video. So for those of you that don't know why you might want to purchase a set of aftermarket side steps, the ones that come on most four-wheel drives and most vehicles aren't rated to being able to support the weight of the vehicle. For example, the ones on my Prado here, they are just made out of a plastic. You can hear that there, and they're perfect for just standing on, getting in and out of the car. I can get all the stuff in my roof rack, load up my roof rack and that, all good. But unfortunately, they are not designed to take high impact and also to protect the sills if you're doing, say, some intense off-roading like rock crawling. So it's good to know exactly what it is that we're talking about. In particular, the type of product that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be more of the heavier metal products, because those are the ones that can take the impact when doing some extreme off-road. So I've done a video about why you don't need a bull bar. So this video is kind of leading on from that, and a lot of the things I'm talking about are very similar, starting with the first thing, which is, are you doing extreme off-roading? If you're someone who's just pulling a caravan, maybe you're just doing a few day trips, you use it to haul your family around, you do a few camping trips here and there. For me, for example, in my situation, I'll be doing a little bit of towing with the Prado. I go away and do a lot of highway kilometers, and I do some off-road kilometers as well. But for me, and this is the very first reason, is that I don't do extreme off-road. I'm not rock crawling this. I'm not getting on extreme departure and approach angles where I would need to be able to rest the full weight of the vehicle on either stock or an aftermarket set of rock sliders or side steps, same thing. So for me, and one of the reasons why I don't have an aftermarket set of side steps on my vehicle is because I'm not getting into those extreme situations where I need to protect the sills of my vehicle. And if I was going to get side steps, it would probably be with a lift first anyway, because that would be the most logical thing. So I don't need side steps at this point. And the very first reason is because I'm not hitting those extreme angles and those extreme tracks. For the second reason why you don't need aftermarket side steps, these ones actually do provide a little bit of protection. A little bit of protection from some bumps and things like that. So, if you do accidentally scrub up against a bit of a tree or something like that, it will actually take a little bit of the force, and you'll hear the scraping first before it hits your car. So if you go over a tree root or something, you will hear that first. So there is some protection there. It's not perfect, and it's not going to protect you from a heavy side impact, but there is some protection there. There's also something very important a lot of people don't think about, is that there is kind of like, I guess you can call it rock flick protection. So something that I've noticed on this vehicle, taking it off-road for the last 12 or 13,000 kilometers in a variety of situations, sand, mud, you name it. I've got videos up on there testing the Prado out. I noticed that there is a huge buildup of rocks and sand and all the things that would have hit the side paint and the undercarriage of the vehicle has actually been kind of caught up, and it kind of gets protected by these side steps. So although yes, they're not perfect and not going to provide you with the protection that an aftermarket set would, they do provide enough protection for most people. And that's something that we are talking about today, most people. This is going to be, in this video and these lines of videos that I'm doing here, they are all directed at most of the people. So if you have extreme situations like you're doing rock crawling and that, absolutely, get yourself a set of side steps. We'll talk about it at the end. But for most people, these are going to do the trick, and they do provide some protection. For the third reason, it's a little bit of a silly reason, but at the end of the day, they still work. They're a side step, and I can step up on it. It's actually quite a generous platform on the Prado, on the Prado 150. This is a 2021 Prado, and I can get up here quite easily. I can move over to the front if I need to. It's a big vehicle, so washing the windscreen and stuff with having the side steps going all the way down is quite handy. And I can of course do all of the things that I need to with getting my max tracks and doing all that sort of stuff. So for me, it's a side step. I can step up on it, it does its job, and I don't need any aftermarket side steps to be able to do exactly what it says, which is to step up on the side of the vehicle. Now for the fourth reason, we're talking about weight. Now, there's a reason why Toyota have made these out of plastic, and it is to save weight. So one of the biggest things, I have to make a dedicated video about this because I just get so many questions about it. GVM and how much weight, and going through all the calculations. I'm going to be making a specific video just on exactly how much weight you can add to this vehicle, and you'll find very, very quickly that by adding even something just like side steps, you will go over your GVM if you're getting ready to go on a holiday. And it's not hard to do. You'll find out very quickly when you guys watch that video, it's coming up in the next couple of weeks, you'll find out very quickly that adding side steps, if you do not have a GVM upgrade, could be, put you over the legal limit, and you could be pulled up for an illegal vehicle. So side steps, they vary in weight. You can get varying different designs which save weight. You can get different materials which save weight, but ultimately you're looking at about 100 to 120 kilograms, depending on if you, of course, get scrub rails, if you have also a front bar as well, depends on your setup. But you know, 120 kilos, our GVM roughly is about 660 kilos you have to play with. So you're basically cutting your weight allowance by basically 1/6, and that's without adding people, that's without adding the tow ball weight if you're taking a caravan and things like that. So weight is a very important thing when you are considering your bar work on your vehicle. That's not even considering bull bars, people in the vehicle, carrying water, roof racks, other accessories as well. So just keep that in the back of your mind, that weight is a very, very important factor when you are considering whether or not you should get a set of side steps. So the fifth and final reason is cost. So if you type in your vehicle, whatever it is, Prado, side steps, have a bit of a look, I think you guys will be shocked if you haven't looked already just how expensive side steps actually are. They are really, really expensive. I mean, for me, like I thought, you know, well, a bull bar's a few grand, $2.5 grand, something like that. I thought side steps would only be like maybe $500-600. That's not the case at all. A lot of the side steps can cost as much as, or very close to, the cost of a bull bar. So for me, cost is a big factor. I'm always talking about cost on this channel. For me, the goal is, and obviously I'm young, and you know, money is a factor as well for everyone right now too. But I want to be very careful about what I'm spending my money on. I don't want to throw all the accessories on this vehicle and just say, yeah, let's chuck everything on here. I don't care about the weight, don't care about the cost. We'll do the GVM upgrade, we'll do this, we'll do that. It's not my style. You know, my style is to put everything on here that I need and leave everything off that I don't need. And all that money that I've saved, and all the time that I've saved as well, and all the hassle, you know, I'll be able to use for, well, whatever I want. And most of the time it's going to be for traveling. You know, that's the whole goal of this hobby, is to get out, equip your vehicles with what you need and nothing more, and to get out and enjoy wherever you live, whether it's Australia or another country. So yeah, for me, I mean, that's a very big expense, and I can't justify that. There are cheaper options, of course, available. You know, you've got the kind of the off-brand ones, things like that aren't ARB and those sorts of companies that you can go with to save yourself a little bit of money, so you still get the side step experience. But of course, you know, you're still talking about money. I found a set for this vehicle here, and it was about $600 or $700. But again, it's $600 or $700, guys. It's still money. You know, that's money that you could spend on a very nice holiday. And obviously, if you go in national parks and stuff like that, you know, that's a long time of holidaying. So that's my fifth and final reason. So now let's have a little bit of a discussion, as we always do at the end of these videos, about who should get a set of side steps, and I guess why. And yeah, that's going to be very important, because I always get the comments all the time saying, oh, you know, we need to have side steps, we need to have bull bars, I need to have this, and that's fine. So let's talk a little bit about, I guess, who would really need a set of side steps? So in what situations would you need a good set of side steps? Well, the first thing is figuring out what you actually want to do with the vehicle. If you want to equip it with all the bar work, give it the most protection possible. So you're talking about a bull bar, you're talking about side steps, and you're talking about a scrub rail because you need, or a roo bar, whatever you want to call them. Basically the bars that run down the side of the vehicles and attach to the side steps because you can't have one without the other. You know, if we're talking about that and you need the protection and you feel like that the work that you're doing with the vehicle is going to necessitate and is going to require having that protection, whether it's beating your way through the bush or it's going to be protecting yourself from animals, whether you're doing farm work or whatever, or you're in high risk situations, you finding camp very late at night or very early in the morning where there's a high chance of a kangaroo strike and things like that. So for those people, okay, that would be one scenario that you would probably need it. But it's very important to differentiate between what do you need? Do you need a side step or do you need a rock slider? So for those people that are after rock protection, so we're talking about people that are doing extreme angles, going off-road, there's a lot of tracks, especially down south where people are really into doing the different technical tracks. And in that case, you want to be making sure you're looking for a design that is going to protect the sill and not, I guess, stick out so far, but also making sure that the contact is going to happen on the side step or a rock slider, whatever you want to call it. The protection is going to happen underneath the vehicle, not to the side of it. So there's a couple of different designs out there that I want you guys to pay attention to. Make sure you figure out what you do and don't need out of the vehicle if you are going to be doing a lot of, say, very technical tracks with a lot of different angles. Making sure that you're looking after the sills of your vehicle and make sure you're not going to get any damage on there. I'd be having a really good look at how that rock slider sits and that side step sits on the vehicle, whether it's sitting to the side of it or underneath of it or to the both of it, I guess you can call it, because there are some that also start underneath the vehicle and then angle out to the side, still performing that side step function too. So if you are just someone that just wants a little bit of extra protection and you're not going to be doing the super technical tracks, it doesn't really matter. You could just have a look for something that maybe sticks out a little bit more. A lot of the big companies kind of do that from the factory, not factory from Toyota, but factory from the aftermarket, like ARB, Iron Man, things like that. Theirs stick out quite a long way, and then that then allows them to run allows people to run a scrub bar from the bull bar going down to the side steps. So that's something that you guys need to consider as well, is that what sort of way do you want to go. You could also go a custom route as well. That's something to consider if you are looking for something that's maybe a little bit I guess more specific to your needs. That's something that a lot of people don't know, is that, go ahead, have a look at some custom work, get that done. We talked a lot about custom work when it came to snorkels and how unhappy I was about how some of the snorkels are built these days, and that there's very few guarantees on vehicles, and the snorkels that come with them. So for me, just make sure that whatever you do, the work is guaranteed. I wanted to say one more thing as well about side steps, and that is safety. So one of the biggest things that came out of our bull bar video was safety. I talked a little bit about that in the video. I said that that having a big piece of steel or aluminium out the front, while it may give off the impression of it being safe and will help against strikes against kangaroos and stuff, we are talking about adding quite a large amount of weight to the front of the vehicle, and that can be a problem. That can be a problem for just general safety in terms of driving the vehicle. It can be a problem for also the people inside. So something that came out of that video was that when they do the ANCAP safety ratings and when Toyota do their crash testing, a lot of people commented, and we had a good discussion in the comment section, so keep that going, guys. I do appreciate that those safety ratings and how Toyota design these vehicles, they don't design these vehicles with ARB's bull bar in mind. They don't design these vehicles with Iron Man's bull bar in mind. You name whatever company you want. So that's something to consider as well, is that these vehicles have side airbags. These vehicles have knee airbags. They have crash protection. They have this, they have that. And every time you add weight, every time you add anything, front bumper, side steps, rear bar, whatever it is, just keep in mind that Toyota didn't particularly design this vehicle to have that on there. So in terms of keeping you safe, just all I'm asking you to do is just have a bit of a think, weigh it up and think to yourself, is it something that I actually need, or is it adding unnecessary risk to compromising the safety systems in the vehicle, especially if it's a very, very new vehicle where they have all the different sensors and airbags and pre-collision warnings and all that sort of stuff. We don't want to be throwing it off by adding extra weight that we don't need to, and things like that. So guys, I will leave it there. I want to continue this discussion in the comment section, because that's where I'm learning the most as well, and that's where a lot of you guys are getting into some very good discussions as well. So I am appreciating that. One more thing I wanted to talk about, let me just jump off camera for a second here. One more thing I want to talk about, guys, is if you made it this far in the video, is we have these North Oz vinyl stickers. So I'm trying out a website at the moment. It does cost me money to run the website, so I have to sell enough of these stickers, and I'm going to be selling these shirts as well. So if you're interested in the shirts, drop a comment as well, just to let me know if you're going to be interested in that. But at the moment, I went out and bought a whole pile of these stickers. So if you want to get yourself one of these, slap it on the back of your car in support of North Oz, that would be good. And guys, I've got heaps more Prado videos coming up, so make sure you are subscribed. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very shortly in the next video.